What up, guys? This is Zach and Harley with Flash Out Media, and we are here to bring you what's coming up this weekend with fights. We got, UFC on ABC 4. We got Bellator 296. We got BKFC cards. We got ESPN top ranked boxing cards, and we got the return of Rolliy Romero. Before we get into it, you got anything to say, Harley?
Yeah, man, we got a lot of combat sports this weekend, man. Uh, Bunch of different MMA promotions. We got a few boxing fights we're gonna break down. Uh, Maybe talk about my Olympic trial days back in my wrestling days. Who knows? We're gonna get into a lot of stuff. With that being said, all we ask you to do once again is like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Flash Out Media, and that'll help you stay up to date with what we got going on.
No doubt, no doubt. So we're gonna very briefly run through each card. You know what I'm saying? Especially on the UFC fights, we'll go through every single fight, but on the other cards, we'll probably just, main event, co-main event, maybe the main card and some names that, y'all recognize. So starting off with the first fight on the UFC card, we got Jessica Rose Clark, which everybody's pretty familiar with. Taking on Labosa 5-2. I want to say Labosa's taking this on short notice. Jessica Rose Clark, she's been in the UFC for a while, so I think this is a fight to get Clark back on track. What you think?
Yeah, man, I agree. Like you said, uh, Jessica Rose been around for a while. Her opponent taking that fight on short notice. Um, without anybody saying it, if you look at this fight on paper, you kind of read between the lines and see what the UFC is trying to do. And at least in my opinion, trying to throw Rose Clark a bone, and continue to help her progress in her career. Um, I'm sure I'm sure it won't be an easy fight. Look, we've been saying this too. No disrespect to women's MMA, but look, anything can happen in women's MMA. Look what's been happening the last few months. Anybody can beat anybody in any given fight. But I like just looking at it on paper. I like a Rose Clark, man. Uh, to get this one done.
Yeah, man. Moving up the card, Bryan Battle taking on Gabe Green. Battle, Ultimate Fighter winner, coming off a tough loss. And Gabe Green coming off a loss to Ian Machado Garry. Good battle at 170. I think Bryan probably takes it, but Gabe Green is somebody not to sleep on. He wins fights he's not supposed to be.
Yeah, I agree. Again, this is just us looking at the fights on paper, but yeah, both guys coming up a loss. But you got Bear coming up that knockout loss. You got Gabe Green coming up that loss, like you said, the Ian Machado Garrett. Um, two guys fought legitimate fighters in their last fight, but I like Bear, man. I think uh, without going too deep dive, I think his wrestling will be the key for him. And if he can wrestle, I like his chances. But like you said, Gabe Green, he's he's been prone to pull off these upsets when you least expect it. So we'll see. That's a fight I'm looking forward to really getting deeper into as the week goes on.
All right, third fight, moving up the card, we have Jin Yoon Kim taking on Mandy Böhm. This fight was supposed to happen in February. Jin Yoon Kim coming off 3 losses. Mandy Böhm yet to get a win in the UFC octagon. Close battle between two 125ers in the female division. What's your thoughts on this fight?
Um, like you said, both ladies desperate for a win. You got Jin Yoon, who's coming off 3 losses, Mandy Bone still waiting to get her breakthrough victory in the UFC. Um, if I had to lean towards somebody, probably be Mandy Bone. I think she's got a little more. I think Jin Yoon Kim might, those 3 straight losses might really affect her right now. It's hard to really find your footing when you're on a skid like this. Um, and even though Mandy Bone is still looking for her first win in the UFC, she's still younger and fresher in her career as far at least as far as the UFC goes. I like Mandy Bone in this one, but Young Kim's got a lot of experience. So we'll see, man. What you think about that? That's pretty interesting. Both girls need a win.
Yeah, we broke this one down back in February, and I got to stick with Jinyu and Kim on this one. I think she's the more well-rounded fighter. Mandy Böhm kind of struggles with the grappling aspect, so I think Jinyu Kim wins this one. But women's MMA, you never know.
Yeah.
All right, moving up the card, Natan Levy taking on Pete Rodriguez. Levy coming off a decision victory. Pete Rodriguez coming off a knockout versus Mike Jackson. Both fresh blood at 55. Who you see taking this one?
Man, good fight right here. But I like Natan Levy, man. What he showed me this last fight, he showed me a lot of grit. He might not be the most technical fighter, but he's solid, man. He forces you to fight. I like Levy. Just looking at it by decision. Just looking at it on paper. What you think?
Yeah, I think Levy kind of similar to the last fight we just covered, a little more ways to win. Rodriguez does have good hands, showed that he got power. But I think Levy just shows more of that, wrestling, putting
Yeah,
the kicks
yeah,
together to
I agree.
get the win here.
Yeah.
All right, moving up the card, Carlos Ulberg taking on Ihor Potieria. Ulberg, I want to say is coming off of a knockout win. Yeah, over Morono. 3-fight win streak. Ihor, he lost his debut, but bounced back with a win over Shogun. Good little fight at 205. Who you think wins?
Uh, this is a tough one, man.
Really?
This is I don't know. I'm gonna have to go against Ihor in this one. His opponent, is coming off a knockout victory, three straight wins. But I think Ihor's got a little potential, but I'm gonna have to go against him in this one. I'm gonna have to go against him, but we'll see. Who you got?
Man, Ulberg all day, bro.
Yeah,
I know we don't do
yeah.
locks anymore, but
I gotta go with Ulberg too. I gotta go with Ulberg.
all right, way to listen to Uncle Zach, man. Coney Stamann, uh, been around for a long time. 21-5, taking on Douglas Silva de Andrade. Again, another fight that got rescheduled. When I broke this fight down, I was heavy on de Andrade, could pose a lot of threats, but I did pick Cody Stamann to win, just being, fighting better competition, being more well-rounded, being able to wrestle, keep the fight on the feet if needed, or take it to the ground. So I'm sticking with my pick with Stamann. Who you going with?
Yeah, I agree. I like Stamen in this one due to his wrestling. To me, that's gonna be the biggest factor for me in this one. Is Stamen being able to out wrestle. So yeah, well we'll see. I mean, this is a fight that could be interesting, but I like Stamen's wrestling in this
All right, Matt Brown, you know, bringing it back all the way to tough seven, taking on Court McGee, another Ultimate Fighter vet who actually ended up winning the show. Uh, both guys are vets. Both guys, I don't know how many fights they got left in it, but real close fight, man. Who you got?
one. I'm gonna go. God,
I'll take Matt Brown, bro. I'll take Matt Brown.
I'm gonna go Kurt McGee. I'm gonna go Kurt McGee.
All right, bet. Moving up the card, another solid welterweight fight. Tim Means taking on Alex Morono. Who did Tim Means just fight? Means just lost to
He
Max
won his
Griffin
last
on
one.
split decision. Then he got Darkstroke to Kevin Holland, but before that, on a 3-fight win streak, including Mike Perry. You got Morono. I think who did Morono just beat? Morono just beat no, he lost to Santiago Ponzinibbio, but was doing pretty good until they got quiet.
Yeah,
Beat Matt Simmonsberger, Mickey Gall, two other guys, including Donald Cerrone. So I think another close matchup. If I had to
yeah.
lean,
I like Morano
uh,
in this one though.
I'd probably go Tim Means.
Now Tim's tough. He's durable. But then you look at the Timmelsberger win that Morono has, and he's really well. Yeah, Moreno got caught against Ponzinibbio, but he was doing really well before he got caught. If I remember correctly, didn't he need a finish to get that win? Ponzinibbio did.
Yeah, and then with the Simmonsberger fight, he almost got caught at the end.
Yeah. So a solid fight here. Tim Means is a veteran. He's tough, durable, always comes to fight. Um, but yeah, right now I'm gonna lean towards Morono in this one. Right?
All right, Daniel Rodriguez taking on Garry. We all know D-Rod.
Hey, go ahead. I thought you were done.
We all know D-Rod, you know what I'm saying? I think he just lost to No Magny. Yeah, lost to No Magny, had a controversial fight with Lee. Before that,
Yeah, my
beat
boy Lee got robbed.
Preston Parsons. So, he's climbing up the ranks. And Ian Garry, undefeated, had some trouble in his last fight and came up, getting it back. So, undefeated guy, this is, essentially his first big name test in D-Rod. You want me to say my pick first or you want to go?
I don't know. Hold on. I want to say this. A really good step up for Ihor Machado Garry right here. Like you said, this is the first real test for me in his UFC career. Um, before Ihor Machado Garry's last fight, I'd have said Machado, but man, he got caught. He struggled. He got rocked, if I remember correctly, more than once. Um, and almost got his lights put out, but ended up coming back to win. I might have to go D-Rod, man.
I respect it, man.
Well,
I think it's either gonna be if
well,
Ian Garry fights better competition, he looks better. Or it's gonna be he's just not ready yet. And I
well,
think I think I don't know, man. I don't know. I
I'm
haven't
gonna
I haven't seen Ian versus good competition yet. Not knocking the guys he fought, but this is a step up. So I'm not sure how he's gonna perform. He might perform better. So I'll probably go Ian, but it won't surprise me if D-Rod wins.
God, that's a tough fight. Bro, they got some tough fights on this card, man.
Yeah,
Looking
yeah.
forward to it, dude.
Another
Looking
one,
forward to
man.
it.
Co-main event, Anthony Smith taking on Johnny Walker.
You know what? I'm not even gonna overthink it. Another tough fight, very tough fight, but I'm gonna go Anthony Smith. I
Thank you.
think I think Anthony Smith wins.
Yeah, Anthony Smith, I feel like is too well rounded. Johnny Walker, I feel like there's a mental block of him getting to that top five. When Anthony Smith is the ultimate, got to get through him to get to a title or top five. And I think Smith kind of is just more battle tested than not battle tested, but has passed the test to get past the top five.
Yep,
All right, main event action: Jairzinho Rozenstruik taking on Jailton Almeida.
Jailton Almeida. He'll be making a statement, and yeah, I think he wins this fight. Good chance he gets him out of there, man. If he can get Rozenstruik out of there, big feather in his cap. And well, just out of curiosity, where is Almeida in the rankings right now? Do you know?
Let me check. He's definitely towards the end of it.
I thought he was higher. Well, where's Rosen? Where are they both at in the rankings again?
Let me check. So we got Rozenstruik at 9 and Almeida at 12.
Okay, yeah. So it'd be a nice win if he can, if Almeida can win this. What you think about this one?
I mean Almeida, we don't know how limited he is on the feet. His last fight he took a pretty good shot before he got it to the ground. But once he does get it to the ground, he's all over people. He's one of these jujitsu specialists who has, just as good as wrestling as he has jujitsu, which is good to see, especially at heavyweight. I think he is a guy that we're going to see sneak into that top five and within the next two fights. But yeah, I got to go with Almeida on this one. I think, you know, Rozenstruik has shown that he can get taken down. He is a kickboxer. So, I mean, it's very simple on who's going to win this fight. Whoever can implement, their range of fighting.
Do you think if Almeida wins, you think he gets him out of there?
Yeah, definitely. Submission.
Me too.
So
I mean,
looking, say that again.
go ahead. Go ahead. You good.
So looking at this card, do you see any future, contenders on this card? We got
Uh,
Almeida, we got Garry,
oh
we got
yeah,
Anthony Smith. Uh, Ulberg could, you know, you see any of these guys make it, get into that top?
yeah. Almeida. Yeah,
Yeah.
Almeida's one of them. Even though I'm not. And again, this is just our early predictions, guys. Just like we were doing the last pod. Only difference we're doing them together this time. But excuse me. Um, if Ian Garrett can win this fight and look good, then hey, he's another one that look. I'm not sleeping on Ian Machado Garrett. He's a great boxer. Has done some good things. It's just a big step up for him. That's why I'm hesitant right now to pick him. Um, but you got him. You got who's the other guys you mentioned? Drawing a blank.
We got Anthony Smith. He could possibly make a climb back.
Yeah, yeah,
So I think those three are the ones to really watch. Who,
yeah.
their
I agree.
fights are going to be a lot more. There's a lot more on the line with them than everybody else.
I'm gonna tell you. I think no. I'm not trying to jump the gun, but dude, if Almeida keeps doing what he's doing and freaking strangling people and breaking their arms and doing what he's doing, Almeida can certainly win the belt. I think.
Yeah, I'm not gonna rush him to the belt yet. I say he's
No,
definitely
no,
a top five heavyweight in the making right now.
yeah.
I gotta
Oh
see
yeah.
him meet some resistance. Right now, he's not really meeting any resistance. He's just doing what he's supposed to.
And then you got to figure like, okay, this might be another story for another day. We just talking, breaking down different things. John Jones is the heavyweight champion right now. If he fights, it's still up in the air. I'd love to see him fight Stipe, but uh, but who knows if he will or not. So he either not gonna fight Stipe and retire, or probably fight Stipe. And I think he, no matter what, he has one fight left. I think if he fights Stipe, that'll be his last fight. If he don't fight Stipe, he won't fight again. That's just my opinion. So by the time Almeida makes that jump for to get to the belt, John Jones to me will be retired. That'll make it wide open. And to me, honestly, there's no heavyweight right now that can compete with Almeida's jiu-jitsu. Now, if they can stuff his takedowns and force him to try to outstrike him, it's a different story. But as of now, nobody's been able to even slow down Almeida's jiu-jitsu. So that's just me.
I think once Jones does retire, there's about four guys in the heavyweight division who can, you know, who we could say is gonna run it. Almeida's a possibility. You got Aspinall, you got Sergi. He's probably the favorite to run it.
Yeah, look, polar bear, man. Damn.
And then you got Gone, you know what I mean? Heavyweight will get interesting if Jones
I
does.
think I think it's now again, the only time I think it's out of Spivak and Almeida. I really do. I think that's the two that you know
Hold up.
that
Which Sergi are you talking about, bro? You ain't talking about the polar bear, huh?
who you talking about?
I'm talking about the one on the knockout street, bro.
But you talk Papovich. Yeah,
Yeah, not
yeah,
Spivak.
yeah, yeah,
I don't know. I
yeah,
ain't even
yeah.
got.
I said the wrong thing.
All
Yeah,
right, all right, all right. I
Papovich.
was like, hey, ain't no
The
way.
guy that just beat Curtis Blaze, Papovich.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. All right.
yeah. I said the wrong guy. Yeah,
Parlay
but
on that shit
it's
again,
out.
bro.
Yeah, it's out of them two, in my opinion, to not. Bro, I'm gonna say not. I'm not gonna say run the division, but to me, they're the two top contenders. If you take away John Jones, in my opinion.
Okay. So moving up to the Bellator card. We're gonna break down main event and a couple other fights on here. Main event action, we got Gegard Mousasi taking on Fabian Edwards. Fabian Edwards, if you do not know, is Leon Edwards' brother. He is currently 11-2, and he's taking on Mousasi, who's been around forever. He's 49, 8-2. It's a lot of fights. He even fought in the Dream days. So I mean, he's fought in every promotion you can. Tough fight for Fabian Edwards. It's really gonna see where he's at in his career. Um, he's on a 2-fight win streak. Machado being one of them, Charlie Ward being the latest, and I want to say Mousasi. Yeah, he's coming off a decision loss to Johnny Eblen, who I think people were just finding out how good Eblen is. Before that loss, he kind of ran through everybody that was put in front of him for Bellator. Um, I, are you as you know a fan? Is this a fight that you're gonna tune into, or are you just gonna hear about it later?
Uh, I mean, when we break down fights, I like to tune into them. You
Right.
know,
But
when we
let's
do
say we
our coverage.
wasn't. Would you be like, hey, I'm gonna watch this Bellator fight. Y'all can do whatever y'all doing.
Probably not. You?
I don't know. Maybe if I put some money on it, I'll watch it.
Yeah, no, I'm not opposed to it, but I'm saying I'm not gonna like be like, man, I gotta watch this card. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. And then they also have co-main event. They have Brent Primus, who people know. That's who Michael Chandler lost to when Michael Chandler, I think, got calf kicked and lost his leg. Um, Taking on Mansour Bonnery. Bonnery is one of these guys that Islam Makhachev fought before getting into the UFC, and in one of his interviews said it was his toughest fight. He is from France. They are having it in France, so I think this is kind of to showcase him
the
on the main
homecoming.
event.
Yeah.
So that's a guy to kind of keep an eye on. We talked about Iskarov, being Chimaev's toughest fight, and we've seen how good he was in the last fight card. This is kind of similar ideal. Um, the second fight on the main card is Douglas Lima taking on Costello Vanstinas. Uh,
I
Douglas
like that.
Douglas Lima, we all know, former Bellator champ, was in the top 10 rankings for a while when it came to overall welterweights. And let's see, we got Saul Rogers on the undercard. He was on the Ultimate Fighter with McGregor and Faber. See if there's any other names that people might recognize. No, that's about it, man. So it's in Paris. They have a lot of, fighters from France on this card. I think it's really to showcase, what they got going over there. And, you get an interesting main event with Mousasi and Edwards, and you get a co-main event spot where, you're promoting your guy to get into the next level.
Yeah, man. Do you want to pick a winner for those?
Oh, I would say Mousasi probably gets it done. That's a lot of experience
Yeah.
to go up against.
To me, Edwards is still kind of green, man. You know, and
Yeah.
and look, no disrespect to him, the kid can fight. But his brother's the UFC world champion. On a dream run. Oh well, I see a dream run. I mean, he's earned the shit. You know what I'm saying? He beat Usman twice. You know, but that's the first time he beat him. Everybody wrote him off. He had the vicious KO for the comeback victory to win the strife, and he just controlled Usman in the last fight. And really outstruck him and did what he had to do with him. With that being said, Usman's little brother can fight, but people look
Edwards,
at that and say, "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Edwards' little brother can fight."
talking that shit,
People
man.
say, but people look at that and say, "Oh, it's his little brother. He's gonna be the next coming." No, 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 no. You gotta you gotta let the man ride his own path. You know. And look, he might go out there and do his thing and open some eyes, but he's gotta show that he's ready for the next step, and we're gonna find out this weekend.
All right, moving up to the next event that they're having. A lot of people really familiar with Rolando Romero. You know, he fought Tank. Before that, was calling out anybody and everybody. Um, he is fighting Ismael Barroso. I've never heard of him before. 24-3-2. Looking at his record, even the losses, I can't even tell you who he lost to. So this is obviously a bounce back fight for Romero. Looking at the co-main, they got Rancis Barthelemy taking on Omar Reyes. Barthelemy, familiar with him. So,
Yeah, man, you can fight. Yeah.
Romero, man, are you counting him out, or you think he can have a resurgence in his career?
When you say a resurgence, what do you mean by a resurgence?
Get another world title fight,
Get another world title fight or win a world title?
like work his way up to that.
I think he worked his way up to it, but I don't think he's world champion material to me. I think he. Now listen, no disrespect to the guy, Rolliy can fight, but I think he's gonna be one of those guys. Hang with me here, that I think he's gonna be one of those guys that get right there, just so close, and then it's gonna be hard. Kind of like now, Raimundo Beltran. Now I'm not trying to go off track here, but this is just a name that popped into my head. Raimundo Beltran was so close. Now he ended up winning a world title late in his career, you know. But before that, he fought Bud Crawford and gave him a good fight, and was always right there, but so close, but yet so far. Now he ended up capturing a world title. But I think Rolly's gonna be one of those guys that either never gets that world title, or when he does, it'll be later on in his career where they just kind of try to let him right off into the sunset and get him one world title just to crown him world champion. But I don't think he'll be a stable like run the division type fighter. I don't think he'll be that kind of guy.
Yeah, I think a guy that kind of like where I think he's going in his career is something like a JoJo Diaz. Like, you know,
Yeah,
the
that's
top
a good
guys are gonna keep
comparison too.
fighting him, and he's a big enough name to where you can fight Rolly, and then So yeah, real excited to see Rolly what he's gonna do. If he can get a real exciting knockout. ESPN is also putting on a top ranked card. I want to say Saturday. Um, the main event, I'm not too familiar with these guys. Jana Beat, 13-0, taking on Steven Butler, 32-3-1. Have you heard of these guys?
Who? Okay, who's the first guy?
Jana Big, I can't pronounce his last name, but he 13-0. Uh, this really is not too many like names on the resume. I guess this is his first
No, man.
main event spot. He's taking on Steven Butler. Looking at his resume, even his losses, I can't really tell you who he lost to. So,
Yeah, that's the fight I'm gonna stay away from.
but
With
it's for a
as
title
far
at
as
160 for the WBO title.
okay, yeah,
Co-main event, we got Jason Maloney. Maloney, that's how you say his name.
yeah, man. Yep,
So you're
I'm
familiar
familiar
with
with
him.
him. Yeah,
He's taking on a kid 18-3 from the Philippines. Never heard of him either. Uh, can you tell us what to expect from Jason?
I mean Jason, man, he come forward. He's not the prettiest fighter, but he puts a lot of pressure on you. Works to the body, mixes it up. Like I said, he's not a flashy fighter, but the guy always comes forward, comes to fight. I really love Jason Maloney. And he's got a twin brother. Shoot, uh, I'm blanking on his brother's name. Man, two guys that can really fight. Um, if you're not familiar with the Maloney brothers, get familiar with them. Good guys to watch, man. What fighters?
All right. Two guys that I am familiar with on the ESPN card. Gabriel Flores Jr. Um, he had a lot of hype behind him. He was supposed to be one of these younger guys coming behind Garcia, Haney, and all them. But he does have two losses in his career already. He's fighting a 17-8 guy, so they're obviously trying to build his record back up.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
how are you familiar with Gabriel Flores? And if so, are you tuning in just to watch him?
Yeah, man. I mean, if somebody, yeah. See, like you said, see if he can work his way back up. I see Gabe scheduled for 10 rounds, I'm sure,
Uh, let me check. Yep, 8 rounds.
huh? All right, 8 rounds?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I see Flores, man, being able to get back on track and stopping him in the later rounds. I think he needs to go a few rounds, get his feet back on him a little bit. And I think that's what they're trying to do in this fight. But I see Flores ultimately being able to get the stop of him. And
No doubt.
hopefully he can have a little service.
All right. Another guy, I'm familiar with, Robson. How you say his last name? Kaseko? I know he
Let's
fought
take it.
Stevenson his last fight.
Yeah.
He lost. I want to say he was on the Olympics for Cuba, and his only other loss is to Oscar Valdez. So a good fighter at 130. He's taking on a guy 24-1. Polanco. I'm not too familiar with him, but it's good to see ESPN putting on these cards where maybe we don't know the main event guy, but at least we know three other guys on the card to where, we're not just tuning in to watch the main event. We becoming like almost like a not say UFC card, because if you tune in the UFC, you might know people on the undercard, you know what I'm saying? But something like Bellator where we're seeing at least four fighters that we're familiar with rather than, just the main event.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think I'll wins this fight. You know, like you said, his only loss was to Oscar Valdez and somebody else. So
Shakur.
I mean, he's fought. Yeah, to kill Stevenson. So I mean, he's fought some good opposition. Yeah, he's lost to the two best fighters he's fought, but he's game. He always shows up to fight, and looking forward to seeing him, man.
No doubt, no doubt. Maybe some other guys to watch out for. On the main card, Haven Brady Jr. 9-0, Javier Martinez 8-0, um, Ruben Villa 19-1, Brian Norman Jr. 23-0. So, and Armando Vargas. Familiar with Armando Vargas? That's Vargas's sons. He got three of them, and this is one of them that boxes. So they got some
Ruben,
prospects.
Ruben Villa. I think he used to be. I don't know if he was with Showtime on a shoebox score, but I'm pretty sure I know who he is too. Good prospect to watch, and him
Yeah,
as
his
well.
his only loss is to Navarrete, who got the belt in that division. So, I mean, the more I look at it, the more, I probably wasn't gonna watch this card, but looking at it right now, after the UFC fights or, I don't know if the UFC fights are gonna be early, but I wouldn't mind watching this. I'll probably watch this over Bellator.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, uh, I love me some sweet chance, man, and that's something I need to do. Yeah, not to this ain't about me, but just to let the fans know, boxing honestly was my first love when it comes to combat sports, and we've been so focused on the UFC and bringing on those fights. So I'm looking forward to, giving you guys my opinion on some boxing, man. Having a real reason to tune into some boxing, man. Uh, get back on the sweet times more. I like it.
Hell yeah. So the only other card that they have is not too many big names on it. It's BKFC. They just put on a mega fight with Luke Rockhold and Mike Perry and Eddie Alvarez and Chad Mendez. I want to say they're having their card in North Carolina. It's a lot of locals from there. So I guess their thing is to do big shows and then, go to these regional places and, sell out. So bigger BKFC cards we will break down. But yeah, you got a full weekend of fights from MMA to boxing to bare knuckle. So yeah, tune in, man. And Friday we're gonna give a more in-depth breakdown of our winners of the UFC card and all that. And we're also gonna have interviews coming in this week as well for up and coming fighters, managers, promoters, even fans, we're gonna start getting a lot of interviews out there. Before we go, Harley, got anything for the viewers?
No, man, like Jay said, we had an action-packed week ahead for you guys on the podcast. Full week, full of combat sports from boxing to BKFC to MMA. So we got a little bit of everything for you. Until then, just all we ask again, like and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Flash Out Media. Until then, you guys have a good one.
Peace.